Is Novo Nordisk's golden era fading as rivals close in? Novo Nordisk, once the darling of the weight loss drug market, is now facing a crossroads. BMO's Evan Seigerman discusses the company's future can't rest on Wegovy and Ozempic alone. Will Novo Nordisk's pivot to small molecule drugs and new biotech deals be enough to reclaim its edge, or is the company destined to play catch-up?
Heading up the organization, but it seems that they are focused on international, which I think is frustrating investors. Yes, there's a big market there, but that's where the GLP-1s are sold. And the guidance cut second quarter in a row, not good either.
Yeah, he was talking on the call about having to react quicker, to respond more quickly, to accelerate growth. Does that mean acquisitions in your view? Because it seems like even if they want to bolster the pipeline at this point, they can't innovate internally to bolster that pipeline for immediate effect.
Most definitely. I mean, their only asset is semaglutide, whether it's Ozempic, Wegovy, CagriSema, oral semaglutide. They need something else, so they probably have to acquire. I think they've been very slow to react to not only some of the data updates, but also the commercial components. We were talking about the compounding issue, and that is huge for them. It's not an issue for Lilly, but this has been a recurring theme that they cannot seem to get, in front of.
About 1 million patients use compounded semaglutide at this point.
No question about the usage. So my question to you is this. In terms of the stocks, Novo, the blooms off the rose. Is this a positive on the margins for Lilly, or is this just what's going to happen to Lilly over the next 3 or 4 months?
No, I think it's a positive for Lilly because they are firing on all cylinders. Yeah, 3Q, 4Q had some rough issues, but you look at scripts, Zepbound, Mounjaro, eclipsing Wegovy and Ozempic. And I really think they've leaned into the moment, really investing in manufacturing, DTC. They don't have the compounding issue. They're able to make acquisitions. So we forecast over time that they take a larger share of this growing market.
So then it explains why the guide down of 9% on their fiscal 25, which we thought, it's a pre-announced, so they're kind of getting out there. How much of this, though, is new CEO? Let's just get all the bad news on the table. And was this an overreaction?
I don't think it was an overreaction. I think it's a realization that Novo is losing share rapidly in this market. I mean, the valuation for these stocks is basically our belief that they are going to command a significant share of this market, and I don't think they're going to. When it comes to the guidance cut today, I think it's a Danish kind of regulation. I actually asked them about that. They had to just tell us today, tell us about the CEO. Very confusing. I was more focused on Merck, and then I had to pivot this morning.
They said the guidance cut was related to volume and not price. So is that the next step here in order to gain some more share back?
Well, I don't think they want to create a race to the bottom because then they just don't have a market.
But then what is the race here?
I think they really need to figure out how to get the volume up. They need to re-engage with the physicians that they probably burned over the past year when physicians couldn't get the product. And I think they need to innovate. We need CagriSema. We need an answer to tirzepatide. Remember, Wegovy is just not as good as Zepbound.
Okay, so what do they do next, do you think? What do you think Mike has to do? I mean, if they're going to... I mean, Eli Lilly is going to have an oral on the market in a year or so.
Right. So I think they need to acquire. They need to refocus their R&D portfolio. It can't just be semaglutide. And I think they really need to reinvigorate their current commercial business. It seems that it's always ready, fire, aim, copying what Lilly does versus innovating in this space. The space is moving very quickly, and they're acting like it was 3 years ago.
Too soon to buy?